Hey there! I wanted to share with you my weekend bacon and eggs breakfast wrap. There's nothing really special about this, I just enjoy the activity and wanted to share it with you. This is what I do usually on my weekends. I can get up and just start cooking, doesn't take me long to cook it. I've got the ingredients ready to go. I've actually got the bacon in the freezer, individually wrapped, ready to go, and you can see I just plop them in there with a bit of butter, and they are frozen right now, but they defrost rather quickly. The same with the wrap that you can see there. I have that in the packet, frozen individually, separating the layers with greaseproof paper, so I can just grab one out of the freezer and ready to go. And of course, I've always got eggs in the fridge. So normally I would have put the pan on the stove, turned the heat on, and while that's warming up, gone to the freezer, pulled out the bacon, pulled out the wrap, get the eggs out. It would have taken not as long because the pan would have already been warmed. I wanted to give you an insight here into autism and how it, I wouldn't say affects me, but how I live my life because of being autistic. Since I've discovered I've been autistic, I've looked back and gone, oh, that's why I do that. And routines is part of that. When I cook this, it'll be the same way every time. It'll be very rare for me to differentiate unless I didn't like a part of the process and I really thought about changing it. Apart from that, it's always the same thing. It's not a hindrance, it's not a problem. It's just for people who don't understand an autistic trait, this is one of my autistic traits, and that is using routines and using those routines for organization, and it just makes my life more comfortable. If I didn't have this laid out this way, there's no way I would make this bacon and eggs off the cuff. If I didn't have the things I wanted ready to go, I just would go and do something else. It's like my cereal. I have the same cereal every day, and that's what I like. But then I can change. It's not like I'm stuck. When we moved into this place we're renting, we have an orange tree out the back, and it was full of oranges. So I just had 2 oranges for breakfast until the tree was empty. And then I went back to my other oatmeal breakfast. But that was another routine. I knew there were oranges there. I could just go out, get the oranges. Even more so, I would pick 5 days worth of oranges off the tree and peel them, and then have them in the fridge ready to go, so then I wouldn't have to peel them in the mornings. So it's quite funny when you dig into autism and routines and processes and organisation, how much it can help your life. It doesn't control your life. It's just how it is. It's very interesting. And it's just something I wanted to share with you. And then it's time to add the eggs. I'll just crack them in as you would. Try to avoid any shell if you can. It's not always that easy. I tell you what, I grew up on a farm and we had fresh eggs all the time, and there is quite a significant flavour difference in farm eggs, and that's something I really miss. If I have the opportunity to buy fresh farm eggs, I will. And here you can see I'm just containing the eggs just to make sure that they're not running away on me and they're going to fit inside the wrap. And then I put on the lid, and as you can see, the steam is starting to rise. I actually really like this part of the cooking because you get to see all this beautiful steam flow under the glass lid, although it doesn't show up as well here, and it's different every time. But anyway, the whole point of putting the lid on right now is that I'm capturing the heat, and that heat is going to cook the top of the eggs, and it's really good if you like runny eggs. So the steam will build up, it'll collect on the top of the glass lid, it'll then run down as condensation, and it'll fall back into the pan and create more steam. Now, a quick pro tip here from my partner Louise, Our fancy butter dish next to the stove here is a Ferrero Rocher 16-pack container. Works just a treat. You know, I could have bacon and eggs for breakfast every day, but probably not the wisest decision. Set aside the cleaning time every day, the cooking time, the eating time. It's probably not the healthiest thing to have every day. Certainly has some nice fats and proteins, but everything in moderation is a good thing. I'm just going to turn these bits of bacon over just to make sure that they're not going to burn on me. Don't you love the sound of that bacon sizzling? And I'm just going to check that the egg's not stuck. And I've just tipped a little bit of that condensation juices into the pan to cause more steam. And in a minute you'll just see the tops of the eggs glaze over, so you know the whites have been cooked. And here I've decided to turn the heat off because really it's probably cooked about now. And you can see that egg on the right hand side is starting to whiten over. It's up to your taste now as to when you pull it out. I'm just going to give it a little bit longer. It's quite interesting now that I'm living in a house that has a gas cooktop. I've been cooking quite a bit. I lived in a shed for about 7 years. And in that shed I had a microwave, a little oven, but I didn't have any gas or electric cooktop facilities. Which meant I just didn't cook that much. I might have had nice cooked food at someone's place or when I went out occasionally. But a lot of stuff was just prepared around the things I had. Things like crumb fish and potato gems, or tater tots as they're called. Also really enjoyed wraps, and I used to make pizzas quite frequently. Little pepperoni ones. So I've been really enjoying getting in cooking. And so I really haven't had bacon and eggs as a breakfast thing for quite some time. Definitely not on a regular basis. And I'm really enjoying getting into trying out some new things. And you can see tops of those eggs completely cooked. And then just serve it up. Obviously I like to put the bacon on the bottom and then just grab that lovely eggs just cooked. You see this still a little bit runny there. The top one's a bit more cooked than the bottom one. Or now it's the top one is less cooked and the bottom one is the one that's more cooked. I like a bit of tomato sauce with salt and pepper. You know, I really like using a wrap instead of bread or a roll. Now you could toast the wrap, I suppose, if you wanted to, or heat it, but I just like it nice and plain. And although the tricky thing here sometimes is actually wrapping it without breaking it. But you can see here I think I've done a fantastic job. And enjoy. Bon appetit. It's totally not too hot right now, and I totally didn't burn my mouth. And yum. And you can see there in that top egg, it's thoroughly cooked. It's got a little bit of gooiness, but I would have liked to have maybe pulled it off maybe 30 seconds sooner. I hope you enjoyed my simple bacon and egg wrap. Maybe you're rushing off to the kitchen to make one now, who knows? Until next time, bye.